All right, when did we start believing that asking for help made us weak? Like only if we could just power through it, kept it all together, do it all ourselves, like then we're strong. Like what is that? So this episode is for women like me because trust me, this is my default. This is my default. And for women like me who carry it all silently, we have that smile going on. We seem like we have it all together, but we're really just struggling inside. And we're going to talk about hyperindependence, what it is, where it comes from, and what it might look like to soften it a bit. All right, so without losing yourself as well. And if you're new here, I'm Suan, and this is Cozy Notes, a podcast all about mindfulness and slow living and, all the things. So glad you're here. And let's get into it. So yes, this is an interesting view from my bedroom, but it's the quietest place in my house right now. I would love to be able to record outside right now, but my kids are still out there taking care of the chickens and just being moody because they know they have to come in and finish tidying up their bedrooms, and they do not want to do that. So I'm just getting this podcast recorded quickly before we do start tidying up their bedrooms because they need my help because they do not know how to organize. Their idea of organizing is tossing everything underneath the bed, underneath their dresser, shove it in the closet. Yeah, you know how it is. So let's talk about hyperindependence, what it actually is. And hyperindependence does not mean strength. It does not mean strength at all. It's often a trauma response. It's a trauma response. So basically, it's a protective mechanism. I'll do it myself so I don't get hurt. I don't disappoint someone else or disappoint myself. I don't feel abandoned. I don't get judged. So the common roots of it is probably our childhood, like everything. It comes down to our childhood and the way we were parented. You know what I mean? Like for me, I wanted to do everything because my mom she had like high levels of anxiety. It's probably PTSD because she did grow up in Vietnam. Her country was at war pretty much her whole life until she moved to the US. And so she just, everything was just very extreme. And I just wanted, things to be calm and collected, and I didn't want her to worry and to stress. And so if I just did it all myself, then she wouldn't have to worry or stress out about it. And another one is being the strong one in the family. So maybe, that's something that you were labeled in the family as being the strong one, being the capable one, and you kind of had to like upkeep that. Also, perfectionism, people pleasing, and the big one, which a lot of people kind of ignore, is control. We feel like if we control everything in our lives, then everything will go well. But the thing is that there's very little control in our life. We can do all the things that we think we should do, and life will happen. Life will keep lifing, right? So society rewards women for being low maintenance. That's something I used to pride myself on, being low maintenance, not needy, self-sufficient. I just feel like I'm just talking about myself right now, which I am, which is why I kind of dove deep into the research about hyperindependence and all of that, because it is something I still struggle with. I still struggle with it to this day. So, yeah. This podcast is dedicated to me. But the cost of being hyper independent is isolation. It's resentment. And the big one is burnout, which I have experienced more times than I'd like to admit, because I've always felt like I could do it myself. I'm independent. I don't need anyone's help. I'm an only child. I've always done things by myself. I can handle it. I can handle anything. There's like so many stories that I could talk to you about my hyper independence, but I'm going to talk to you about one that happened several years ago when I was like in a mom group, right? And it was kind of like a transition period for me, like between being a teacher and being a stay-at-home mom and part of this mom group. And so I was still like hanging out with like my teacher friends, and then I was hanging out with my new mom friends, right? And so I decided I was going to have a dinner at my house, and a dinner party. And so I invited my teacher friends, I invited my mom friends, and yeah, we just all got together. I made this like wonderful meal. I was just doing everything myself. I didn't want any help with it. And my friend, like one of my mom friends, asked, like, can I help you? How can I help you? And I'm like, oh no, I got it. I got this. But I think she could see that I was kind of stressed trying to get everything together and trying to like socialize with both groups and trying to integrate them and all that stuff, which was like, I should never have done that, but that's another story. But yeah, like I kind of burnt myself out from that. And then after that, I don't think I really had, because I used to have dinner parties at my house all the time. And after that, like I haven't really had any dinner parties at my house since then. And I kind of miss those, but at the same time, I don't, because they were stressful. But I think if I just made it a potluck or had friends and had them come over and help, it wouldn't be stressful. But because of my hyper independence and thinking I needed to do it all myself to be like this like wonderful host, then I burnt myself out. I burnt myself out from it. And I started almost resenting, like, why was I always hosting people at my house and they never invited me over to their house and hosted me? Or if they did, they never did it like I did. You know what I mean? It was usually very basic and stuff. And like, I guess it was part of it was ego too, and my perfectionism and just wanting to be this like this Martha Stewart type of host, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, just that was like a turning point for me, like realizing what I was doing and burning out from it. And then realizing that I need to allow help. I need to let people help me. I need to allow to receive support and not feel guilty for it or like I owe them in any way. And also letting go some of the control, letting go of the control. And once I started doing that, things, didn't fall apart. My life didn't fall apart. Instead, they got better. I had less stress in my life. Who would have thought, huh? Who would have thunk? How to start softening without feeling weak. First is to notice where you resist help. So what stories come up? They'll do it wrong. For me, like having my kids help me clean or cook, they'll do it wrong. It'll take too much time because I have to explain how to do it or teach them how to do it first. I don't want to owe anyone because no one likes to owe anyone, but you don't, just because you ask for help doesn't, it like relationships don't have to be transactional, so you don't need to owe anyone when you ask for help. I have a friend that asks me for advice often, about homeschooling and stuff. And I love her. She's a wonderful human. And I do this, I help her out of love, but she always feels like she has to pay me back in some way. And I always tell her, like, you don't have to pay me back in any way. And so, yeah, you don't owe anyone and no one owes you. Remember that. Next is to practice asking for support in small ways. So you don't have to ask big for something big. You can ask for something small. So maybe it's to, let your partner handle dinner, right? Or let them take your son to jiu-jitsu so you don't have to do it, so that you can rest. Ask a friend to pick up your kid. Just let someone help you in some way, in some small way. And if you're trying to get your kids to do more chores around the house, you can start. You don't have to make them do all the things that you've been doing. So like, it's been like a slow transition from me being the mom that does everything to my kids doing more stuff around the house. So more chores, more responsibility, so I don't have to do all the things, which is great, which allows me to have more rest. Next is to redefine strength. It's not never needing anyone. It's knowing when to lean in, when to ask for help. So it's not never needing anyone. So redefining strength. It's not never needing anyone, and it's not needing people constantly. You know what I mean? Strength is like knowing when to lean in, knowing your weaknesses, knowing when you're overwhelmed, knowing when you're feeling anxious, knowing when you feel at capacity and asking for help. And it's okay to ask for help because you're not a robot. You can't do it all. So stop trying to be like a robot. Stop trying to be like Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart has a team. She doesn't do everything herself. And stop trying to be like Megan Sussex because she has a team. She doesn't do it all herself when she films her new show, which I love, by the way. And yeah, it's knowing when to lean in and ask for help. And we also need to release control where you can. I mean, not everything has to be done your way. It can be good enough. Okay, it can be good enough. So during that transition period between having a career and being a stay-at-home mom, I was volunteering a lot. I was also dancing hula. I was just doing all these things. And I would, when I would leave my son and my husband alone, I would make them meals so they can eat while I'm gone, because I thought they couldn't, I don't know. I thought my husband couldn't make a meal. I mean, he's an adult. He can make food. He can feed the kid. I didn't have to prepare all this stuff for them to do. So that was pretty, I was purposely making myself very busy and overwhelmed and thinking I had to do it all, take care of everyone, even when I wasn't there. It was like, yeah, release the control. Let things be good enough, like keeping the house tidy and clean. I used to be very, things had to be a certain way and I had to clean every week and I had to do this and that. And now just letting that go. When my kids clean, kid clean is different than mom clean. That's why right now we are decluttering my kids' room, because it's kid clean, but it's not mom clean. And I feel like at least once or twice a year, we need to mom clean it, if not more. Probably be better if we did it like every season, but that's not happening right now. So twice a year, we mom clean their rooms, we organize and we do all the things. And so that is what's happening right now. So kid clean is fine. It's good enough. And when your husband makes dinner and he makes a big mess, it's fine. He made dinner. And when people load the dishwasher and it's not like the way you load it, it's fine. They loaded the dishwasher. Release control where you can. Release the control. And when you can, use affirmations or mantras. Yeah, I have to remind myself, let it go, let it go, let it go. As if I'm Elsa. Good enough, good enough, good enough. Sometimes I just repeat the phrase over and over and over again because that works for me. Letting others help me is a gift for both of us, right? If I let others help, it's a gift for both of us because they're helping me and they're doing something themselves. My kids are doing something themselves. If I have them do it, it's good for both of our self-worth. And I am worthy of support and connection. I don't have to do it all alone. I don't have to be alone. I can have help. So, reflection questions for you as we wrap up. When did I first learn that I had to take care of everything myself? What do I fear will happen if I ask for help? And where am I holding too much right now? And who might be willing to support me if I let them? So I want you to know that if you're tired of holding it all together alone, I see you because I am you. And I want you to know there's another way. There's another way. And if you're interested, I have a few one-on-one coaching spots available this summer, and I would love to work with you. So I'll leave the details down below. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done that. And if you're listening to this podcast, leave a review, leave a 5-star review. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.